We're going to tell them the method that we're going to use and where we're going to want them to put their hands and feet. And then we can talk them down and encourage them to climb down the ladder with us. That's the safest and easiest way for us to bring somebody down to the ground level. And what that person will be doing, they'll be telling her and reassuring her that even though she's had a catastrophic cape failure, that we will be able to walk her down safely down the ladder, and she can take her cape back to Capes R Us and get a new one. The person who's walking around the incident ground with a radio and a yellow jacket with a white top, he's the incident commander. Today this is Crew Commander Constanti from Haywards Heath. He's the one that will come up with a plan about how to resolve an incident. So his decision to deploy the ladder up to that floor to do the rescue. He's also looking after the crew to make sure that the breathing apparatus wearers that are going into the building know exactly how they're getting and where they're going. So the team have gone into the front door, and Chris would have made a decision looking at the layout of the building whether he's going to put them in on a left-hand search or a right-hand search. Well, all that means is they'll touch and find the wall, and then they'll stick to that wall and they'll follow the building all the way round, and that way make sure that we cover every room, every nook and cranny, every cupboard and every bit of space we can find, just to check if people are in there. Sometimes people hide and climb into cupboards in burning buildings, thinking they're keeping themselves safe, but it makes it difficult for us to find them sometimes, but we always look everywhere. Whenever we enter a burning building, we always take some sort of firefighting equipment with us. So the ideal is that we take a hose, and we'll take that with us to not only fight any fires we come across, but also to protect us as well, to make sure that if we're in their building and there is any risk at all of a fire getting worse or spreading, we're able to protect ourselves and make sure that fire is extinguished as quickly as possible. And of course our main priority is finding people and rescues, but to do that and to make the environment better for people in the building, we have to put the fires out. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, they've also found another casualty in the building. That's 2 rescues. Big round of applause, please, for another rescue. So of course, normally we'd be handing over the patient to the ambulance service, and they'll be putting a nice warm blanket around them and popping them on a stretcher and taking them off to hospital. But if the ambulance weren't here, every fire engine now carries a really good comprehensive first aid kit, which has got all sorts of equipment that can look after people with burns, look after people who are bleeding badly, any broken bones and all that sort of stuff. But we carry oxygen as well, so we are able to give people oxygen to make sure that we assist them with their breathing. And if somebody's very, very poorly, every fire engine now in West Sussex carries an automatic external defibrillator. That's one of the little machines that can do a shock to your heart if your heart stops beating, if you have a cardiac arrest. So we carry those on every fire engine, and all of our staff are trained in what we call immediate emergency care, and they're trained to carry out advanced first aid in preparation and support of our colleagues in the ambulance service.